I'll guess what happens. In English, I was watching someone got a new man straight in the head. And I was recording it. What was I doing? I was laughing at that trade in English, didn't get in trouble. It's pretty funny. I asked to get a tissue and they let me got a tissue. It's COVID, no one cares.
Whether it was his wounds that caused the death. Interesting question to ask. I said no. Apparently Whitechapel lately changed from slave to physician, notice the capital P, had said not fever but the whip killed the runaway. Right, who believes it was the whip that killed? No, not you guys. Who believes in the text that it was the whip? Whitechapel does, and who else? Mr. Whitechapel has this inclination of maybe it was the whip as well. But Sanders does not. Sanders says, no, it wasn't the whip.
It could be COVID. Put along the flags.
So, what we've got here is the view or the idea of what leads to the death of a slave after being whipped.
Yeah, laughing at someone got hit by a train.
And in regards to either value or devalue, Sanders devalues Whitechapel's opinion, for one. And he also devalues the truth when he speaks with Mr. Whitechapel. Because he said, no, it's not that, it's not the whip. Why? And remember, he was the person who inflicted 100 of these lashes. So in effect, he's partly responsible for the death of that slave.
And his son is
later on.
He's actually not, he's not denying it because he feels like he's going to get punished. I think he's denying it because at the back of his mind, he actually might have what little consciousness has been left over from years, and it's telling him that he's pretty much the murderer, or he's part of the cause why that runaway died, and he's trying to push that to the back of his mind and just forget about it. No, I'm not wrong. Wasn't my fault.
If you think about it from another perspective, if the slave is a commodity and the property of Mr. Whitechapel, Sanders has now contributed to the death of one of his slaves. So he's affected the number of people that are working on that plantation. So Mr. Sanders is going to keep trying to cover himself as often as he can we've seen it with the rape of Cook, and now we're seeing it with the death of this slave, which doesn't tell you much, doesn't give you much. He's not honest, but the integrity of the man is in question. You know, he's not a good person. He may love his son, which you would have seen when you read things, but at the same time he doesn't tell his son everything. So, you know, is that a good parent? It's questionable.
Wait, please, I've got a question for you.
Sure.
Is there a right way to be a parent?
No.
What?
There's never a right way to be a parent. September 1, we're looking at page 52, and I'm conscious of the time, and I need to still look at Cook and Lydia. Ready? Page 52, September 1. Cook has given birth early to a healthy boy. Whitechapel was the proud father on the plantation. He came to see me. Whitechapel showed me the boy's bottles in cloth presented to him by Mr. and Mrs. Whitechapel, no doubt purchased with the considerable funds held back from my pay. The child is dark, and according to Whitechapel will become as dark as the lobes of his ears indicate, which is much darker than the rest of his body. He resembles my son in all but colour. Maybe I imagined it. As I left, I said, call the boy Whitechapel, after the man he will know as his father. He bought my logic. His smile flared up again. He is so much like us. What ideas are we learning?
Okay, so we're learning that he's actually sort of acknowledging that maybe black people are not so different
Very good.
from
Yep.
white people.
Yep. He
He-
is so much like us.
He realized his mistake with Cook has led to the birth of another one, his second son. Or like he has an idea but he's not entirely sure. And he pushes the child onto onto Whitechapel pretty much. And on top of all that, we learned that he got further punished by getting his pay cut, and he's angry about that, and he's saying that with the cut of that pay, that is what they use to buy the clothes that they wrap the
Okay,
kids.
so you paraphrase the whole thing. Great. What does he value?
He values his money.
So there is I think Michael, you made a comment about pay earlier. So there is this reference about pay or money, and yes, he does value that, absolutely. You need to note that. What else does he value? Why does he say, sorry to interrupt, why does he say to Whitechapel, you should call this child Whitechapel, because you're going to be his father? Chapel's name is actually Whitechapel, but to avoid the conflict of two different Whitechapels, we call the son Chapel. So, why does he say that? What's he trying to do?
Maybe hide it.
Yeah, hide the origins of the child, or the conception of the child, or the seed of the child, the seed of the parent, I should say. Perhaps it's that. What else? What do you?
Maybe so.
Sorry, say that again. Yes, it's another way of cutting off all ties because you're taking responsibility. You're naming this as yours
He's
now.
not only cutting ties, he's actually tying Whitechapel and Chapel together. In
Yes,
a way.
Yes, yes, yes.
And he's also pushing the responsibility of that baby onto Whitechapel because he wants nothing to do with it.
Absolutely. And it's interesting that that line comes after he says, he kind of looks like my son. You know, or did I imagine that? And then, you should call this child Whitechapel
Well,
after
if you're named Whitechapel,
You are the
you would
father.
think that you would be the father. You would think Whitechapel is the father if you called Whitechapel.
Absolutely. Because, you know, traditionally, and it's not just here, but in our own cultures, we tend to name our children after our grandparents and so forth. So there's that sort of, that continuation of the name, the line. All right, last one for this section. November 3. This is page 53. Poor Mr. Sanders. I am a married man again.
Oh.
Remember
Okay,
how
he gets married to an old car.
very
like
old
a-
lady.
And with a teeth falling out, and
I kind of like Mr. Whitechapel for organising that one.
Yeah,
There's
and-
something that's calmer. There's something about
Oh,
that.
Miss, and he did say, like, he did invoke religion in one of his passages, saying, thank God for like his small miracles,
Yeah.
because he gets up like early when it's dark, so he doesn't see her face, and he goes to bed without any lights
No,
on.
we've all read it. Okay, so I am married again. Whitechapel came, and I'm really interested in what you think about Whitechapel's reaction. Whitechapel came to the house to congratulate me and wish me God's blessing of a few girl children. I practiced his smile, so in other words, I smiled back. I practiced his smile on him, but I could feel my lips trembling. Was he laughing at me?
There's a realization that what's called the smile that Whitechapel gives is disingenuous.
Yes, it is disingenuous, absolutely. And he's trying to mirror the smile, like, you know, it's almost like a fight between two different smiles. You're going to smile at me, I'm going to smile at you, and I'm going to keep it. You know, we're not going to look back. It's like staring each other down. We're not going to look back or away. So you've got this happening. Then you've got that comment about that Whitechapel makes, blessings for a few girl children. In a traditional society,
You would wish
in the
for
hierarchy of gender, where do women sit?
lower than
Oh.
males. So you would wish, traditionally they would wish people to have
Miss Wahara.
male heirs. as
Okay,
they
very
call
good,
it,
very
to
good.
continue the family line.
So in effect, this is almost like a backhanded slap to Sanders Senior. You know, well done, good you're married. Hope you have lots of girl babies
Oh, but
rather
Miss,
than males.
then again, it is kind of ironic as well, because if you think about it, Sanders did make a comment about how Whitechapel had many daughters that he could engage
Well, that's
with.
true.
So
So
you
why
could
not
say
why
that that's
not?
kind of
Why not?
ironic. He wishes for him to have the same opportunities.
Absolutely,
pretty much.
absolutely. All right, so again, when you read these bits, think about the views and the values. We're going to quickly look at Cook for 3 minutes. Bless you.
Thank you.
So page 54.
Jeez, Corona.
Can you please take note? This is about 6 lines down. She says, excuse me, Whitechapel saved my life, a child not his, a pure wife no longer pure. Any other man would have thrown me away. He is no ordinary man. His master respects him.
It's a sin.
I see it when they meet. Right, so Mr. Whitechapel got the hound of an overseer fined. He made him apologise and to make sure it never recurred to he got him married, sorry. My Whitechapel did all of that. What view, so we're getting views about Whitechapel from Cook. What is she showing is valuable in this man? What is she saying is really good about him?
He's honourable.
Honourable.
Loyal.
He will.
He's got power as well.
He does have an element of power, even though he is a slave. He will speak on behalf of her. He will have her back. He will show that it doesn't matter what has happened to you, I will accept you. Right, so Whitechapel is actually presented as someone who will, regardless of what the past, what happened in the past, it will accept you as you are and take you on.
Wouldn't you say that he's exercising every value in the world?
Absolutely. As Christian as you can be. As Christian as you can be. She tries, when you read through this, obviously she tries to avoid him because he's an old man. Look at this old man. Page 55, about 7 lines down. My Whitechapel, notice the term mine, very personal. My Whitechapel is twice the gentleman. The master is kind towards me for the simple reason that I am Whitechapel's wife and not the woman who was wrong. And I know this because before the marriage he did not say 2 words to me. Right, so you're learning a bit about Mr. Whitechapel and the respect he holds for Whitechapel. Whitechapel is my life. I will bear many sons, as he has daughters. So, you know, because the boys are valuable. There is no earthly way I can match his love. Alright, so take note of that.
Wait, so Miss, could you say that she's so grateful to him, she can, and because she's a slave, she doesn't really have a way to repay him, so she wants to repay him with her body? With children. Where the children come from? Let's be honest.
Guys, before you go,
What you rat? Ready to get Jake, how's that coffee and coke taste?
I was laughing at someone was training.
It's not good or it was good?
Good.
Bitch, you fucking think I can't get fucking never drink my water again. Yeah, I'll bash you. I'll bash you. Oh yeah. Alright, relax. Wait, you know what that is? I will fuck you up.
sorry.
I don't know why she was late. Who's trying to do it before work?
And it's good size as well. It's also good size.